What's up, Sky Squad? We are testing this thing out right now, testing this live. If you guys can see and hear me clearly, let me know so I can let the chatterization know, so that I can let the texting community know. We got to talk about, y'all know what we got to talk about? We about to talk about the Encore. Do you want more? Okay. I know y'all happened to catch last night's episode. I'm just getting the thumbnail ready, trying to send out this text alert. Okay, let me know if you guys can hear me in that good chatterization. We about to do the doggone thing. Hey, I see y'all. Good morning, good morning, good morning to all of y'all. Yes, okay. Let me know in the chatterization where you guys are watching from. I'm doing this from my phone, so I'm just trying to make sure that I get this done properly and in good working order. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second so I can send this out to the texting community now that I got the thumbnail working. As you guys can see, I'm in a hotel room. All right. I just let the texting community know. Did you guys happen to see last night's episode of the Encore? If you did, go ahead and chime down in that good chatterization, okay? Last night's episode was good. It wasn't as good as last week, but it was still good. And we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. And y'all know I am in love with this show because I am in love with the magic of girl groups. I love everything about the music industry. So this to me is giving me R&B divas, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that classic R&B divas feeling that I need, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to discuss today's last night's episode. It's called Do the Record. It was episode 3 of season 1 of BET Presents the Encore. And before we even get into it, for those of you guys who did happen to catch the episode, let me know what you would rate this on a scale of 1 to 10. Y'all know how we do it on this channel. We always got to rate the episode. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 9.5. Okay, I would have gave it a 10 off general purposes, but I'm going to give it a 9.5 because I felt like this episode was kind of a bridge episode. I mean, we had a couple of things that moved the storyline forward, but I mean, there was no big surprise moments that happened. Like that whole incident with Pam and Aubrey last episode, that took the episode over the top because it was just like so unexpected. This week we definitely got more of the same. And what I titled the thumbnail, She's the Problem, because I want to know, as we discuss this episode, I want you guys to think about who you think is actually the biggest problem in this group. And for me, it is one particular person. And I don't necessarily know if we're all going to agree on it. You know what I'm saying? But to me, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right off the rip, I'm not gonna make you wait. For me, I feel like LeMisha is really the biggest issue in this group. I do think that the twins can be a little bit problematic at times because they are, I think it's maybe because they're a bit younger. You know what I'm saying? But to me, LeMisha really carries the burden of a lot of the struggle within this show, because I feel like LeMisha is facing a lot of internal issues that really relate more or less to insecurity more than anything else. I think she is insecure about her talent and abilities as a singer, as a writer, and as a dancer. And I feel like for the most part, it is she who questions her place in the house more so than anybody else, to me. You know, the twins definitely are full of themselves. But at the end of the day, what I will say about the twins is the twins can put in that work. The twins are definitely going to put in that work. And to be quite honest with you, I feel like they are a valuable asset to the group because they can write, they can sing, they can help organize. They understand the studio and the music industry as it stands today. Again, they can be full of themselves at times, but I do feel like they are willing to put in the work and back it up. And I feel like LeMisha, to me, it is very evident how 702 broke up with regards to watching LeMisha in real time right now. It's evident because the same things that she's complaining about with the twins, in my mind, she was probably complaining about Mila in 702 being the lead singer. That's just me, okay? But we're going to get into the episode. We're going to break it on down right now. We learned at the top of the episode that there are going to be 5 songs, and everybody must be featured on at least 3 of the songs that they are performing, okay? They're still wrapping up the vision board reveal event or whatever from that night. Felicia is trying to get Kiely to find her space within the group because you remember Kiely had ran out because, Aubrey and the girls had kind of come down kind of hard on her about her place in the group. So, Kiely is questioning if she should even be there. Kiely also thinks that Aubrey is just trying to get under her skin. The issue that I have with Kiely is that for some reason she sees Aubrey as her biggest threat to being the creative director. And in my mind, if you were more busy being the creative director and more busy creating, then you would be less concerned about Aubrey, because I don't think that Aubrey is purposely coming after Kiely. I think Aubrey wants to work. I believe Aubrey came there to do some doggone work. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, Kiely is in her feelings because she feels threatened because Aubrey is working. And I feel like it's apparent that Kiely is not. Now, I like Kiely. If you watch Kiely in interviews outside of the show last night, let me ask if you guys saw this. We had just gotten here to the hotel from the airport, and I happened to see Kandi Burruss go live. Kandi went live with Kiely and Nivea, and Kiely in an interview comes across great. She seems fun, she seems energetic, but Kiely working in this group, she seems a little bit problematic. And it often makes me wonder, similar to LeMisha, if that was her issue when she was in groups prior to. I don't know. Just a thought for us to ponder as we proceed forward, because she seems highly incensed by Aubrey, and it leads me to wonder if she felt the same way about Notori back in the day from 3LW. Okay, back in the day. Now, I gotta say this. Well, I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'll talk about it at another time. Aubrey also doesn't see Kiely doing anything. Now, the rest of the women debate about what kind of songs to sing. The married women want to sing about and praise their husbands. Let me just say this. Just because you get married does not mean that you cannot sing songs that may be about, longing after somebody, lust, heartbreak, and all those other types of things. You still human. You still have been through things in your life that can inform the things that you sing about. It ain't got to be your husband in every single song, okay? It don't have to be all that. It can be anything that you sing about. So they want to sing about their husbands. They come up with the idea of how they can compromise. Okay, they're going to sing some songs about commitment, some songs about faith, and something more youthful, because that's going to be the stuff that, the twins and Aubrey and all them sing, right? So they started working on this song called Bird's Eye View that Fallon and Felicia worked on a few days earlier. The ladies love it. Now we get a little bit more of Irish's personal story. Thank you, Elmo, who says Kiely and her sister was the reason her former groups broke up in the past, and it credits the girls' claims against her. Thank you for that super chat. Okay, so they start working on Bird's Eye View. We get a little bit more of Irish's personal story with 702. And honestly, I feel like Irish has the best not the best, but she has the personal story that seems to pull on the heartstrings the most. And you really feel for Irish specifically, because I feel like, we got another super chat from Camilla who says the twins may be a little too outspoken, but they are the only ones on the show that are doing any music currently. They wrote Before I Do and Easy. Yeah, they are doing the work. You know what I'm saying? They doing the work. So I feel like while the twins do talk a lot of talk, they can back it up too, because they out there pushing and fighting hard right now currently in the music industry. But I digress. Irish, is in the room listening to the song Bird's Eye View, and she wishes that Misha had not gone to bed, okay? Now, Misha, to me, again, this goes back to why I think that Misha is the problem, because Misha is not even participating when the girls are in their listening session for this particular song. She's off in the bed someplace. And when you in a situation like this, you got to make the most of every single moment. So when it's time to work, and if you claim to be the singer that you are so claiming, okay, and if you want to have the spotlight as you seem to want it, then you need to be at every little session. You need to be doing every little single thing that you possibly can. And I don't see LeMisha putting in that work. And this is nothing against her. I just don't see her putting in the work. That frustrates me. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to this music thing, because I understand what that is. It's always somebody in the group that want all the accolades but don't want to put in none of the work. You know what I'm saying? And that type of stuff always, it chaps my butt. It grinds my gears. It gets me really, really upset. Okay? But anyway, again, I feel like LeMisha is one of the biggest problems in this group right now. And I don't think it has much to do with her talent as much as I think it has to do with her own insecurity. But anyway, the next morning, Kiely decides to lead by example. She has a conversation with LeMisha to kind of clear the air. The twins work with Aubrey on different records. They decide to divide and conquer and split the song types, and they want the song Skeletons. Now, they also need to let everybody know. So then Aubrey tells Pam, and then Aubrey also tells LeMisha, who is not happy because LeMisha loves Skeletons. Now, Misha learns that the twins pitched the song from the night before, and Misha also wants to write alongside them. And Fallon really wants LeMisha to work on her craft. So you hear LeMisha talking about how she can't write like the twins, how she can't just sit down and write a song and she's rusty and it takes her a minute. But we also learned that LeMisha has apparently written songs for Nivea, and she wrote songs for 702. So honestly, Misha, to me, you need to be, I don't understand why you didn't come to the house with songs already written. To me, okay? To me, I just feel like if this is your thing, if you are a stronger writer, then you probably should have already come to the studio. Any opportunity, actually, LeMisha, you need to be living downstairs in the studio, okay? And you need to give up that bed from the top floor, go downstairs, put a pillow downstairs in the studio, and do not leave that studio until you write a song, okay? That's what you need to do. You can't waste these opportunities. You cannot waste these opportunities at all. And I feel like she is wasting them because she is wallowing in her own self-pity, okay? And I don't like that. Now, Aubrey is rounding up all the ladies for the Go, Don't Leave song. Now, when the vocal list is listed on the screen, they put, what song is this? Oh, Go, Don't Leave. They put Felicia, Aubrey, Irish, LeMisha, and Nivea. But on the screen in the scene was Pam, Misha, Shamari, and Irish. Now, Cosign asked if any one of them wants to go into the vocal booth. Misha says, no, we don't write like them. Here we go, yet another opportunity for LeMisha to actually prove her talents and capabilities, and she don't want to do it because she too insecure about what she offers and what she brings to the table to actually go back in the booth and actually try to do something. So what she does is this. She calls the twins down to come sing some melodies. So suddenly LeMisha is feeling nauseous and she has to go to bed, okay? So Fallon, I think it was, says that this is performance anxiety, right? So LeMisha goes off to the bed. Okay, she goes off to the bed, go crawl up into the bed. Now, Aubrey is like, if this is a song that I really wanted to be on, I'm not leaving my group, okay? Kiely is yet again annoyed with Aubrey for actually stating the obvious, okay? But she also doesn't really know what to do to rectify the situation. So I feel like, yet again, and I like Kiely. I really do. I think she's reality TV gold. But I think with Kiely, she's so bothered by Aubrey that she can't even focus on what it is that she needs to be doing as creative director, because it's been 3 episodes and I still ain't seen no creations, okay? I ain't seen not one creation, okay? I'm still waiting on a creation, Kiely. We're still waiting on it. We ain't seen it, okay? So Aubrey, in my mind, I feel, again, I said it before, Aubrey is there to work, okay? She is there to work and get some things done. You know what I'm saying? Irish goes to check on LeMisha and she says this. This is the moment where I felt like LeMisha is the problem. Not only for herself and this group, but also for Irish. Irish says this in her confessional: family is everything to me and it comes first. And sometimes I'll sabotage myself for them and I don't even realize that I'm doing it. I said, well, you just basically sum up the issues that you have had stemming from the breakup of 702, because for the life of you, you could not get LeMisha and Camila to get along, because it was likely that LeMisha felt like Camila was getting all the shine in 702. But lo and behold, let me tell y'all something. When you look back at these girl groups and even guy groups, and if you look back at the fact that while it was true that Camila was getting the vocals, she could actually do them. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing is, they were equally still parts of the group. They might not have been singing that much, but they were still, their faces were still front and center. You still knew LeMisha and Irish in 702, even though Camila was putting in all the work as the main vocalist. That's just, it is what it is. And sometimes in life, and let me tell you something, in order to be a great leader, you first have to be a great teammate, okay? If you don't know how to be a great teammate, you will never be able to lead. Okay, that's something that I feel like people need to really understand. And this just goes into knowing your lane, knowing where you thrive at. And if you know your lane, you will never be insecure of anybody else. Listen, there are plenty of girls out there that would have loved to have been 702 and singing backup, okay? Because they would have been getting the coin, they would have been getting dressed up, going to award shows, doing the doggone thing. And what you do is you parlay that into other things for yourself, okay? But it's all about timing. And LeMisha was never cognizant of the fact that it was all about timing, and that just wasn't her time to lead, okay? She ain't learned that yet. Anyway, so now she done made poor Irish have to suffer through all these years of not performing and not being on stage and doing her dreams because she couldn't get along with the lead singer because she too insecure to even be in the group. Whew. Anyway, it just chaps my butt. It does. So the group wants to continue writing without LeMisha, and I say go for it, okay? But ultimately, they can't finish, and Cosign and Elijah leave. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, Cosign is the producer, Elijah Blake is the songwriter, okay? Felicia and Fallon continue to pitch the new song called Talking. Now, Irish is actually, to me, when I heard Irish sing on this song, it wasn't a lot, okay? It wasn't a lot, and I want you to remember that I said it wasn't a lot, because later she's not going to remember the lyrics, okay? But it wasn't a lot, but she actually sounded great on this song. Now, they are finally all working cohesively as a group, except for LeMisha, who is in the bed, okay? The next day, Pam is working with Aaliyah, the choreographer, okay? Which I loved seeing this. They actually showed little flashes of, like, they showed Pam working with her. They showed Nivea in the workout room working out. This is the stuff that I wanted to see them doing a lot more of. And this is no disrespect to Aaliyah, but I feel like if Boom Cack was there, if Lorianne Gibson was there, them girls would be working nonstop, okay? They would be working nonstop, and they wouldn't have to be worried about arguing amongst themselves because Lorianne Gibson would have got them together, okay? And that's all I got to say. Now, everybody's feeling good about last night. The twins, Aubrey and Kiely, are once again ready to work, and nobody else is there, okay? Now, Pam, okay, bless her heart, she might have been busy getting some choreography lessons from Aaliyah, but at the end of the day, I do feel like, again, we still have the same pattern of behavior. Everybody else is complaining, but Aubrey, Kiely, the twins, they there to work. Well, Kiely was there. Okay, she was putting in some work. She was being a teammate. So Kiely goes to see if anybody else, is awake. So they start playing Talking on full blast. Talking is a song they were working on from last night to wake up the rest of the ladies. Now, listed on the screen, and I think this is important, the vocalists on Talking at this point in time are Pam, Felicia, Fallon, Shamari, Aubrey, and Irish. So they decide to keep working, and that Misha can add some oohs and ahs at the end. Okay, so that was actually Aubrey's idea. She said she could just add some oohs and ahs later, okay? So Kiely and Aubrey both want to be queen at this point because we're going to have to pick a new queen coming up. Aubrey seems to me the most equipped for this role based on what we have seen thus far in terms of it being between the two of them, okay? The next time we see this particular song talking, because they're back to working on talking in the studio, LeMisha is also credited as a vocalist, okay? She says that she would have been in the studio the night before, but her health came first. Okay, girl. But now she's complaining about her tone. It just seems to me like she's always a buzzkill. Misha, get it together, girl. Come on now. Now, when they start replaying the song, they start playing the hook. In the hook, the song has the word hoe in it, okay? And I'm sorry, Pam, if you listening to this, I said it hoe, okay? Because Pam got a problem with calling another female a hoe, even though the word hoe fits into the song, okay? Now, she's ready to go ahead and take herself off the song because she is not going to say hoe, okay? She's not going to call nobody else no hoe, okay? Even though, to me, when you write it down lyrically in that sense, it was more metaphorical than anything else. But that's her stance, and we know where Pam is on her journey, so we're going to let Pam live and let her not say this word, okay? But what I assume that means is that she cannot be on the song altogether, and she's ready to bounce and be off the song, all right? So Fallon is okay with it, but Nivea is not. Nivea is annoyed because that's not inclusive of everyone. And remember, they all have to sing on at least 3 songs. So that takes away one of those songs that everybody was singing on, okay? Nivea also feels that Pam is not being a very good leader, okay? Because she is trying to please everybody. Now, the Bird's Eye View song comes up as another alternative for all of the girls to sing lead on, okay? But the twins who are singing on that song alone say that everybody can't sing that song. Okay, now, I don't know why it's just the two of them. Maybe because they pitched it, but they say that everybody can't sing that song, meaning that everybody can't sing like they singing it, okay? I want y'all to figure out what they was trying to say to the ladies, okay? So Misha then feels like the twins just want to lead on every song. Here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again. Okay, I know this is what she thought when she was in 702. I know she thought to herself, dang, the producer picking her again? Why ain't it me? She want to sing on every song. I ain't on like that. That's how I feel like she is. But anyway, I digress. Nivea is cracking me up because she just wants somebody to come and lay down the law. She just wants somebody to come in and say, this is what it's going to be. And Pam ain't doing it, okay? Aubrey wants to be queen so bad, but she's already kind of creative directing. Oh, no, I said it was Kiely that wants to be queen so bad, but she's already technically creative director, but she not laying down the law. She ain't producing nothing. She ain't creating nothing. So I don't understand why she keep complaining, okay? Brandon says Pam got to go as well. Her personal journey does not fit with her professional journey. Ooh, say it again. Do a gospel album, Pam. Okay. If you don't call up CeCe Winans or somebody like that. Anyway, Cedar calls all the ladies into the room. You know, Cedar be in the TV for those of you guys who ain't seen the show yet, because I know some of y'all like to watch the review, but maybe don't want to really watch the show. So Cedar, you know, from back in the day, Cedar's baby, she comes up on the TV, okay? She comes up on the TV and she asks the ladies how it's going. Nivea says it's been a struggle bus with conflict. She's the only one who hasn't, and she also says in her confessional that she's the only one who hasn't been in a group, but everybody who has been in a group is acting like a solo artist, okay? So it's time to vote for a new queen, and they can keep the one they got, and you know they're not trying to keep the one they got because it's Pam, okay? Aubrey basically gets 6 votes, and Kiely is annoyed, so Aubrey is crowned the new queen. She's already making her list of items to complete. The twins and Kiely find out that they lost Irish's and Misha's vocal sessions in the song Talking. Now, listen, I thought it was highly convenient that it was those two people's vocals who was lost. But, okay, it is what it is. in my mind, I felt like the parts that they sang were so minuscule that either one of the two of them could have came back down and easily done those parts in a matter of 10 minutes or less, okay? 10 minutes or less. If you got to stack the vocals, maybe 15 to 20 minutes. But it should not have taken long, and it should not have taken very much effort. But Misha is, oh no, y'all didn't. No, y'all didn't purposely lose my vocals. And now all this hard work that I had to do for this song, I got to do it all over again. Girl, you didn't sing lead. You didn't sing you didn't sing nothing but some background vocals. Why are you complaining? If you don't get back down there, I would have done them vocals, and I would have asked for more parts too, okay? Take the opportunity, girl. Take the opportunity to do it better, okay? You need practice. You need practice. Because you haven't been doing this for a very long time. You have said so yourself, and this is not shade. It is not shade. It is the truth, okay? And the more vocal practice you get in that booth, the better you will be. Take the opportunity. Stop thinking that the entire world is against you, because it's not. You are your own problem. So at least Kiely is able to man the booth. She is running the session in the studio, okay? Iris comes down. She don't even know the lyrics. Girl, you had 2 lines. There are 2 lines. There are 2 lines that you got in this song. Why don't you know these lyrics? Why didn't you write them down in your phone the night before? You should have the... Okay. I'm going to give it to her. She forgot the lyrics. Maybe she forgot. Maybe she went to sleep that night and she lost all memory and recollection of the song. Okay, fine. But, I mean, it's just like the 2 people who seem to want... who really feel like they need it the most don't act like they want it the most. That's my problem for me, okay? That's my problem. Anyway, and then always be ready to fight. Anyway, Nivea calls a meeting with the rest of the group, and Misha is ready to go off. So they have a group dinner. Aubrey is glad that everybody's getting along. She would love for them to all sing together, okay? But Misha has had enough, okay? She interrupts that there is not one song with all of them. Now, granted, when she said this, Aubrey was basically talking about getting more songs with all of them singing on it. But Misha is so wrapped up in her feelings about how everybody is perceiving her that she cannot hear what Aubrey was actually trying to say, okay? So Misha feels like the twins only want to have themselves sing lead on the song. She feels like she's not wanted in the studio because guess what? Everybody is rolling their eyes at her when she enters the room. Now, there are 2 things that I want to address here. 1, if you walk in a room and you feel like people are rolling their eyes at you, it's a valid feeling, okay? It is childish to let that stop you from going after your dream, okay? It may be equally as childish if people are rolling their eyes at her, because that too is a valid feeling. But that feeling cannot stop you from getting your paper, okay? Feelings sometimes will get you effed up, right? We know this. You can't be so stuck in your feelings that it prevents you from moving forward and progressing in your life. Misha says that the twins don't want to share the spotlight, and she's surprised how they managed to make it as twins because they don't want to share anything, okay? So the twins begin to, as they typically do, when they feel threatened and when they feel backed into a corner, they go through their accolades. We just got millionaire status. We are ballers. We wrote for Chris Brown. We are writing for Justin Bieber. We are doing the doggone thing, and y'all ain't doing nothing, okay? Now, granted, what I will say is this. The twins are putting in a lot of work. They are. They are writing the songs. They are always seemingly in the studio. They are pitching the songs. They are actually seemingly trying to organize things. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Misha is doing a lot of complaining when she ain't laying in the bed, okay? But I digress. The whole dinner devolves into chaos, and Aubrey, who is now the queen, is unable to gather the ladies together, okay? She's unable to even get her voice heard. Felicia and Fallon decide that they're going to step back and let them do the record. Now, to a certain degree, I didn't blame them in this moment for taking that stance, because I felt like, because Fallon was right. She was like, okay, you do the record. Hence the name of the episode, okay? She was like, you do the record. Y'all do the record. Let's see how far y'all get. Okay? And LeMisha's like, well, deuces then. Deuces, knowing good and well, if it was left up to LeMisha, would no album be created, would no songs get done, nothing would get done. Because guess what? If it was that way, then LeMisha would have, in the past 10 years or so, been putting out records or been producing and creating hits and whatnot, but she has not been, okay? And I know I sound like I'm coming down hard on her, but what I want her to realize is that in order to make it in this business, in any business, as an entrepreneur, as if you're working 9 to 5, the people who get ahead are the people who work. How many times have you been on your job and you have seen people get promotions and get ahead faster and further than you in life? And I'm asking you guys who are watching this. But for those of us who are in the know and who know, and I'm not Pam, but I got to talk about, God and faith. But for those of us who know that you still keep putting in the work, because you know that the plan for you is greater than what that promotion is that this person over here was getting for doing half the work that you're doing. So if you know that what you know about yourself, and if you're confident in yourself and in your life, you already know that the rewards that you are about to get are always going to be greater than that which passed you by. Come on now. That's faith right there. And if you ain't got that, I mean, it frustrates me, okay? It frustrates me, but it's about work ethic. It's about putting in the work. And for a lot of us, we go through life and we put in work. You know what I'm saying? When I'm thinking about the work that I do, I don't look around, okay? I don't look around. I look forward, right? And I feel like LeMisha is too busy looking around in her life to look forward for the vision that she has for herself. Anyway, so the twins are like, we about to bounce. Kiely then has a valid point. Kiely says in her confessional, everyone is arguing about how underappreciated they are. The twins feel underappreciated for all of the work that they're putting in, which is valid because they're putting in a lot of work, okay? LeMisha feels unappreciated for what is she doing? I guess for her place in the industry, the history of 702, but you can't ride on that. You can't ride on that. You can't. That was then, this is now. What are we doing today? It's like Nene Leakes said, what are we doing now? Okay? Fallon and Felicia, to me, have been doing a lot of the work. Aubrey realizes that the twins don't necessarily know how to communicate with the rest of the group, right? Misha storms out. I guess a producer is in the microphone or in the camera in her room telling her to go to the room to do a confessional. She's refusing to go to the confessional room. She says, I'm gonna do my confessional right here. She's yelling into the camera and really talking about how she's ready to quit. Kiely goes to talk the twins off the ledge because the twins want to quit as well. And there we have the episode, y'all. That was this week's episode. It's such an interesting show to watch. Carlos definitely picked the right people. When we first saw this, there was a teaser going around about this about a year ago, and it featured Kiely having a conversation with Farrah Franklin from Destiny's Child. I wonder why Farrah didn't do this show, because I do feel like I would have enjoyed hearing Farrah's story on this show, and I just think it would have been a great opportunity for her. Now, again, I don't know what she's doing now and why she didn't do it, but, it would have been nice to see a follow-up to what she's capable of doing. Thank you so much for the super chat, Nan Paul 111. Speak the truth, Richie. I love you. Thank you so much for that super chat. Yeah, I would have enjoyed seeing her. And, you know, for me, I do feel like, you know, Pam, I do like her spirit. I do feel like she is going through her own personal journey. But I think because of that, she probably needs to be solo and do a gospel album. You know what I'm saying? If that's the route, I just, in my spirit, I feel like this is not the right space for her. I appreciate her calmness, but in terms of what we're doing here, I just feel like for where she is on her journey, it would be better for her to pursue something solo in the gospel realm. I think Brandon said that earlier, and I think that would be a better bet for her. I'll be interested in seeing next week. We see that apparently Aubrey goes missing at some point. So I'm assuming that because of her being missing or in the bed or wherever she was, Shamari is going to get a part that was supposed to be dedicated for Aubrey. And I don't think that Aubrey's going to take too kindly to that. But interestingly enough, it seems as though when we look at the promo photos, Aubrey is nowhere pictured. So at some point in time, it's likely that Aubrey is going to leave the house. That's my thought or assessment, but I don't know. We still got a ways to go to see what actually happens. If you guys happen to catch Nivea and Kiely on Kandi's live yesterday, just to follow up some things, you will notice that Nivea says that at the end of the journey, she knows that she would never be in a group. So I don't know what this would look like with a season 2. I do hope they get a season 2. I don't know how they would do it. I don't even know how much they actually end up getting done at the end of this show. So that will be interesting to see as well. Thank you, Delisha, for that super chat. I really appreciate that. You know, and Nivea, like everybody has said, is literally, I think, a fan favorite. So I would be interested in seeing where she goes next with regards to reality TV. I would really be interested in that. But listen, I'm invested. I can't wait to see what happens, y'all. The show is lit. Carlos King, Todd Tucker, y'all got a hit on y'all hands. Thank you guys for giving us this amazing show. Thank you guys for tuning into this recap and review and for chatting along with me. I really, really appreciate it. I can't thank y'all enough. Even though I'm like out here on vacation, I still wanted to make sure that I come and do this recap because it's important to me to support this show. With that, I will catch you guys in the next video. Oh, thank you for that super chat. I appreciate it.